Hello guys. So this is a continuation to the previous part. So in the previous part I have shown how exactly the app works. Just I have given the demo. So here we will be seeing uh, how exactly we created the front end app and the our server, and how we have communicated with the Open Weather API. So before going, I want to give a high level overview of how it is working. So this is the weather app. uh, the technologies which we will use for creating this are HTML and Bootstrap, and we will create this simple interface, and we will be giving the city name, and we'll be clicking on go. Whenever we click on go, we make a request to our server. So after making the request, so let's see, say we have entered Nagpur and we made a request to our server. Now at the server side we have wrote a script which creates this type of URL. So it generates a dynamic URL based on the city name, and this URL contains more information also, API units. I just included the city name. So this type of URL is created, and we will make an API request to the Open Weather API through this URL. So we are again making a request. So from first this request, and our script gets to know the city name, and it makes a request to the Open Weather API, and if the city name is correct, it will return a response like this. So a response in the format of JSON. So this response is written from the Open Weather API, and we have to parse through that response. So we have written a script in order to parse through that response and get hold of whatever needed, like temperature, description, and those. And after getting this response, we will pass through this JSON data, and again, after getting the relevant piece of information, we will return that response to our client side. So client can see what is the temperature and the description. So this is the high level overview of the our web application, weather web application. Okay, now let's get back to our HTML. So we have named the HTML as index.html. Now we have created this HTML. So in the head section we are having this meta tags and the title, which we named as weather app, and this is the CDN. So this is pointing towards this particular CDN from where we can get the bootstrap. So we need to include this if you want to use the bootstrap. So in the body section, what we have done is we have created a heading and a span element which is saying just temperature and forecast below the heading, and we have wrapped it inside the div tags, right? And also we have created a from, and we wrapped it inside a div tag. So these are the various classes belonging. If you see, text display, display one, text primary. Now these all classes belong to the bootstrap. So I just included these classes so that they get the styling, and this container column SM4 column SM offset. These all belong to the bootstrap. You can refer to the bootstrap documentation in order to understand these classes. So what we have done is, this is a form. Inside the form, we created a input tag in order to take the city name. Now this is the input tag in order to take the city name and the label for that, which is city name, and also a button of type submit. Right, when we click on this, we will be able to submit our form. What we have done is we have wrapped everything inside the div tag so that um, they would be spaced evenly. So here if you can see, this is also wrapped inside div tag. Even the form is wrapped inside the div tag, and the individual elements are also wrapped inside the div tags. So this is the best practice that we need to include the everything in the form of div tags so that we can control their position in the document, HTML document. Now this is all about our index.html. Now let's once see how it looks. Now this is how it looks, and this is a response. I mean, if you could see, it responds, right? If you see, when the screen size is changing, the input box and the heading and the submit button, they are all changing. You could see when we go onto the large screen, they came into center. Now this is a responsive because we have used the bootstrap. Okay, now we have done with the index.html. Now let's see our server script. Okay, so open the terminal in the current working directory, which is a weather app. And before starting any node JS project, we need to write npm init. So it gives the package name as weather app. This is same as your directory, I think. And click on enter, version enter. There is no git repository right now. Enter. Now this is the package.json will be created. Here I am having dependencies because I have already installed. I think you won't be able to see these dependencies. So if you click on yes, so package.json will be created. Package.json. Now this will be created, and at first it won't be including these dependencies. In order to install these dependencies, you need to come to the terminal and say npm install express. Click on enter. It, express will be installed. I won't be doing as I have already done that. Npm install body parser. Click on enter, it will install. And then you can see them in the dependencies. Okay. Now that we have installed our dependencies, we can import these modules. So by saying const express require express, this is the name of the module, we will be able to import our express. And https is the inbuilt module, and we have imported using this require, and also imported this body parser. Const body parser is equal to require body parser, name of the module, and this name could be anything for our reference. Okay, and then we have created an express app using const app is equal to, using this constructor we have created our express app, and using this line of code app.use and passing this body parser dot url encoded in curly braces extended is equal to true, we will be able to use the body parser in order to parse the JSON data which we will get from the OpenWeather API. Okay, okay, this is very important. App dot listen method. Your app is our express app, and we are having this listen method where we need to pass our port number. So we have chosen 3000 our port, and this callback function, this is an anonymous function. You can write another function and pass the name of the function also, but we have written this anonymous function brackets, and whenever that means when the app starts, it will be listening at the 3000. So we just want to console log this particular string. Server started at port 3000. So when we run this using the command node app.js, our app will be listening at this port for any requests that made from the client side. So it will be listening at this port and just console logs this. Now let's see. I will be explaining these two. Before that, let's see that. Go to the terminal and write node and name of your node.js application, which is app.js. You see, server started at, you should get this printed on your terminal. Server started. Let's stop it. Okay, now let's see this get route. Okay, so whenever there is a get request from the client side to the home page, slash just means home page, localhost. So whenever there is a get request made by the client side to the home page, this callback function has to be executed, and it takes these two parameters, which are a request and a response. So this request contains the request from the client side, and this response is an object which we using which we can return back to the client side. So whenever there is a get request, we are sending this file, which the name of the file is index.html. Now this is the file which we are sending back when there is a request made, whenever there is a get request made using this send file method. And what is this underscore underscore dir name? Now this is the current working directory. We can simply use this one index.html as it is in the same working directory. So, but underscore underscore dir name gives the current working directory. Let's console log that. So in order to understand that, console.log underscore underscore dir name. So whenever there is a get request, we want to send. Let's keep it over here. So we will send this index.html to our client side, and we want to see what is this underscore underscore dir name, or underscore underscore this is a directory name. Okay, now let's start node app.js. Okay, say localhost 3000. So we got back this index.html. So we made a get request to our home page, and our server returned this one. And if you see, now underscore underscore is the current working directory. If you see, we have console logged it, so this prints the current working directory. Let's stop it, go back over here. Now this is needed because when we deploy it to some any remote um, location, we don't know the current working directory. We can't hard code over here. We can't just hardcore our local working directory. So underscore underscore can give the current working directory in wherever it is present, and index.html is the file we want to send back. Okay, so this is about the get, and this is about the listen. We saw uh, our app will be listening at this port, and we saw the whenever there is a get request, it returns back the HTML. Now here is the main thing. Oh, this is very lengthy, it will take time. Before that, what you need to do is you have to create an account in the open weather in order to use their API. Their API is free, so just give enter the details and fill them. And I have already created the account, so I will just log in. Now after login, you will be able to see this one. Click on this API keys, and you will be provided the API key by default. And if you want to create more API key, you can create, but I will be using this default API key which is provided by them. Now this API key is very important because we are making a request to the OpenWeather API. Now, how OpenWeather API uh, will be able to authenticate with us through this API only. So, if we send the API along with the URL only, we will get back the request or the JSON. If we don't send this API, we won't get the JSON back. So this is very important. This API key is very important. Okay. So whenever there is a post request, that means in this one, this is a form which we have created. When we click on this, this will be submitted to our server as a post request, right? If you go back to the index.html and see the method through which it is submitted is the post. So, and whenever there is a post request, we have written this particular route for that, and the action it is submitted to the home page only. That means when you click on go, it will be submitted to the home page only. A post request is made. So whenever there is a post request to the home page, now this particular route we have written app.post method. Whenever there is a post request to the home page, we want to run this callback function, and it contains a request and response. This contains the request from the client side, and this is a response which we'll be using to return back anything to our client side. So these three are very important. Now this query, what is this query? Query is the city name which we will get from the client side. So whatever we get from the client side will be able to access it to this request object. So request dot body dot city name. So this city name is the this name in the HTML dot city name. We will get the query, and this API key is the API key from the OpenWeather API. This is the API key given by the OpenWeather. I have stored in the form of an constant, and the unit. Unit is equal to metric gives us in the Celsius. If we don't specify this, we will get back the temperature in the Kelvin. So we want in the Celsius, so we have created a unit named unit is equal to metric. And from these three constant, we can create this URL. And this URL is given by the OpenWeather. See, getting started. Click on getting started. I think where? Over here. Go to the guide. I think no, it's not guide. Go to the API. Click on this API doc, and this is the API call you need to make. City name, app ID. So I have used this URL. So here you need to provide this whole thing. What I have done is, instead of specifying the query API key and everything over here, I have collected them as a constant. I just mentioned over here so that if you want to change, we can simply change over here. Now this is the URL, and after this question mark, these are the parameters. Now these are the parameters which we need to specify. So Q is equal to the city name, and using the string concatenation, we just added this query, and this app ID should contain the API key, and using the string concatenation, we have added the API key, and similarly the unit. So we have created this URL, and we just console logging that URL. So what we are doing is we are making a get request. Initially when there is a post request, request to the home page, we are doing calling this callback function, and inside that we are making a get request to the API so that we get back the data using this HTTPS which we have created over here, http dot get, and we are passing this URL, this particular URL which was created dynamically using this constant, and calling this callback function. That is, whenever there is a URL that has been generated, we want to run this callback function, and this is a response which we'll get from the API through which we can parse that. So we are just console logging the status code. If the status code is 200, everything is okay. If the status code is not 200, there is some kind of error. So we will see. So we are just console logging the status code, and after that, using this response dot on, we need to pass the data, and after that, if we got the data from the server, we are again running this callback function. So a lot of callback function, and we are passing the data through the callback function. And okay, using this JSON, we can parse the data. Now JSON is like you are having a big data, and you if you want to transport through the internet, we can convert that big data into a string. So JSON is like a string, and strings can be easily transported, and after transporting, we can just parse through this data in order to get back the original data. So we have created this weather data object using this json.parse data. This data is something which we are getting from the our API. This particular data is something which is we are getting from our API. This seems might be there is a lot of things happening, so you may get confused. But what we are doing is, whenever there is a post request, we are creating this URL from that post request, and after that we are just calling the, or we are making a get request to our API. So we have created this weather data when we are just console logging in order to check what response we got. And now this if these ifs are written so that app won't crash. So weather dot message, now this message is something which will get from the our API. Now this is a something which is present in the JSON. So if dot message, if it is not equal to city not found, if there is any mistake in the spelling, or if you enter any wrong city which does not exist, this is something which we want to return using this response. Now this is the where, yes, this is the response through which we can give back to our client. Now this response is something different from this response. Using this response, we will be able to see what we got, and using this one, we will send back it to the client side. So rest dot write city not found inside this h1 tag, and if weather dot data message is not equal to city not found, that means we got a city from our API. So we want to collect the temperature, const temperature. We are creating a temperature uh, which is equal to weather data. This is the object, JSON object dot main. Now this is the location of this temperature in the returned JSON. Now let me where let me copy the URL and show exactly how we are getting, because I think you might get confused by this. Now here, so we need to remove this and write the any city name, say Nagpur, and here we need to pass in the API key. We need to pass the API key and units equal to metric. So this is the entire URL. Let's remove this any double quotes. If we make the get request to this particular API, we'll get back this JSON object. Now this is rendered properly as I am using this JSON.awesome. So we said the temperature was inside the weather data, that is the total JSON object inside the main, then temperature at 23 degrees Celsius. So using this we will be able to access. If you just want to know where its location, come over here and click copy path and you can just paste it over here. Where you can just paste over here main dot was temp, main dot temp. And similarly we can get this description, which is weather data object dot weather dot description. So this is an array. If you see, this is an or a list like thing. So inside that we need this description. So if you just go over here, copy path, we can simply paste over here. Okay, over here, ID. We need to choose the correct one. This one. We can simply paste it over here. And similarly with this weather icon. This is icon representing the description. And this is the URL of that icon which we are creating it. And we just console logging that URL. And after that we are returning res dot. Now this response is from over here, this post request. So these three are responses to the post request made to the home page. The temperature is this query name, this city, and this is the temperature degrees Celsius. We are returning in the H1, and the weather description is this description inside the paragraph tag, and inside this image tag we are writing this image URL so that we get that icon. Inside the src we are passing this image URL, and using this send method we will be able to send back everything which we wrote inside this write methods. So this response object dot send method, and we are just closing everything. We have written a lot of callback functions, so we are just closing those over here, these callback functions. That's it. This is the uh, part app.post. This part is a bit more lengthy than others. What happened? Only this part was lengthy when compared to others, and that's it. We can start our app. I think I have explained everything. We can go to our terminal and start it. Node app.js server started at this particular port, and we can call. Okay. Say we have entered another city, Hyderabad. So the temperature in Hyderabad is 23.77 degrees Celsius, and the weather description is H, and this is the icon. Say we have entered a wrong name, like if we say London, the spelling is London. So temperature is London is 9.1 degree, and the weather description is moderate. But if we say Londan. This is a wrong spelling. So city not found. So if you don't write that particular case, this particular case, your app will be crashing. That's why I wrote this one. That's it, guys. Everything I have explained.